5 hidden traps secretly blocking your spiritual ascension. What if one of nature's most unexpected creatures held a powerful lesson about your spiritual evolution? What if the discomfort, uncertainty, and restlessness you have been feeling are not signs that something is wrong, but signs that something greater is trying to emerge within you? To truly understand spiritual ascension and personal transformation, we must first journey beneath the ocean's surface and learn from a remarkable teacher that has mastered the art of growth, the lobster. At first glance, humans and lobsters seem completely different. One lives on land and dreams about purpose, while the other crawls across the ocean floor. Yet both follow a surprisingly similar path of growth. A lobster cannot remain in the same shell forever if it wishes to survive. Likewise, every human soul eventually reaches a point where old beliefs, habits, relationships, and identities become too small. Growth begins when comfort turns into restriction. Spiritual ascension is the process of raising your energetic frequency and expanding your level of awareness. It is not about escaping reality, but becoming more connected to it. As your consciousness grows, you begin seeing life from a higher perspective. Old limitations dissolve, intuition becomes stronger, and your connection to your inner wisdom deepens. Ascension is the gradual transformation of your mind, body, emotions, and energy into a more aligned and awakened state of being. Ancient spiritual traditions taught that every person possesses more than just a physical body. Beyond what the eyes can see exists an energetic counterpart, often described as a light body or etheric twin. As your vibration rises through healing, awareness, and growth, this energetic aspect becomes stronger and more integrated. It carries higher frequencies of wisdom, intuition, and spiritual insight, helping you access deeper levels of understanding while remaining grounded in everyday life. Every major transformation begins with discomfort. Long before a lobster leaves its shell, it starts feeling confined within it. The shell that once provided safety becomes restrictive. Humans experience this same stage when a career, relationship, environment, or lifestyle suddenly feels limiting. What once brought satisfaction no longer fulfills you. This discomfort is not a punishment. It is often the first sign that your soul is preparing for a new level of growth and expansion. Many people mistake this stage for failure or confusion. They feel stuck, disconnected, and uncertain about what comes next. Yet beneath the surface, something profound is happening. Your inner self is recognizing that it can no longer fit within old patterns and expectations. The feeling of being trapped often appears right before a breakthrough. What seems like a crisis may actually be an invitation from life itself to evolve beyond the boundaries you have outgrown. Before the lobster can leave its shell, it expands from within. It takes in water, creating pressure against the rigid structure surrounding it. Spiritual growth works in much the same way. Through healing, self-reflection, learning, and new experiences, your energy begins expanding. The old beliefs that once defined you start showing cracks. Your perspective changes, your priorities shift. Slowly but surely, the version of yourself that once felt permanent begins making space for something entirely new. The moment of leaving the old shell is both frightening and liberating. What once protected the lobster can no longer support its growth. Humans face similar moments throughout life. Sometimes we must release identities, relationships, habits, or beliefs that once helped us survive. Letting go is rarely comfortable because the familiar feels safe. Yet true transformation begins when we stop clinging to what is known and step courageously into what is possible. After emerging from its shell, the lobster becomes extremely vulnerable. Its body is soft, exposed, and sensitive to the world around it. During spiritual growth, humans often experience a similar phase. Emotions become stronger. Intuition sharpens. You may feel more affected by people's energy or more aware of your inner world. While this sensitivity can feel overwhelming, it is actually a sign that your awareness is expanding and becoming more refined. As the lobster hides beneath a rock while its new shell forms, many people naturally withdraw during periods of deep transformation. They spend less time seeking external validation and more time listening to themselves. This is often called the hermit phase. It is not isolation out of fear, but solitude for growth. In the quiet moments, healing takes place, clarity emerges, and the foundations of a stronger, wiser, and more authentic self begin to form. Once free from its old shell, the lobster enters a period of extraordinary growth. While the new shell is still soft, its body expands quickly, taking advantage of this rare opportunity. Human beings experience similar phases during spiritual ascension. After releasing old limitations, growth often accelerates. New insights appear unexpectedly. Opportunities arrive from nowhere. Synchronicities become more frequent. What once seemed impossible begins unfolding naturally because you are no longer confined by the boundaries of your former self. Eventually, the lobster's new shell hardens, providing strength and protection at a higher level of development. In the same way, spiritual growth eventually stabilizes. The lessons that once felt challenging become second nature. Confidence replaces uncertainty. Wisdom replaces confusion. You begin living from a broader perspective and responding to life differently. The transformation becomes visible not only in how you think, but also in how you carry yourself, make decisions, and interact with the world. One of the greatest obstacles to spiritual ascension is unhealed trauma. Painful experiences do not simply disappear when time passes. They often remain stored within the mind, body, and energy system. These unresolved wounds influence how you perceive yourself and the world around you. They shape your reactions, trigger emotional responses, and create invisible barriers that prevent growth. Carrying unresolved trauma is like trying to climb a mountain while dragging heavy chains behind you. When trauma remains unhealed, even small situations can activate powerful emotional reactions. A simple conversation, a disagreement, or an unexpected change may trigger feelings that seem far bigger than the moment itself. These reactions often originate from past experiences rather than present reality. As a result, people become trapped in cycles of fear, defensiveness, or avoidance. Spiritual growth requires awareness of these patterns so that healing can replace automatic reactions with conscious understanding. Trauma teaches the nervous system to prioritize safety above all else. Unfortunately, safety often becomes associated with familiarity rather than what is actually healthy. This causes many people to stay in situations they have already outgrown, simply because those situations feel predictable. Like a lobster refusing to leave its shell, they remain confined by old circumstances. The soul longs to expand, but fear of the unknown creates resistance, making growth feel dangerous instead of necessary. Healing trauma does not mean forgetting what happened. It means transforming the way those experiences live within you. As emotional wounds are acknowledged, processed, and integrated, trapped energy begins to move again. The weight of the past gradually lifts. You gain emotional freedom, greater self-awareness, and a deeper sense of inner safety. Most importantly, healing creates the space needed for your soul to continue expanding without being constantly pulled backward by unresolved pain. The human nervous system is designed to protect us from danger. However, when it becomes trapped in a constant state of stress, it begins treating ordinary experiences as threats. This state is often called fight, flight, or freeze. The body remains on high alert, constantly scanning for problems. In this condition, spiritual growth becomes difficult because all available energy is focused on survival. The mind cannot expand when it believes danger is everywhere. Just as a lobster instinctively understands that growth requires discomfort, humans often misinterpret discomfort as danger. Every new opportunity, relationship, or challenge can trigger anxiety because it feels unfamiliar. The nervous system sounds an alarm, convincing you to stay where you are. Yet many of the experiences that create the greatest growth initially feel uncomfortable. Learning to distinguish between real danger and the natural discomfort of expansion is a critical part of ascension. When the nervous system feels safe, the body enters a state of rest, healing, and learning. This is where transformation becomes possible. Through mindful breathing, meditation, nature, rest, and emotional regulation practices, the body gradually releases chronic stress. The constant alarm begins to quiet. As peace replaces tension, the mind becomes more open, the heart becomes more receptive, and your energy system becomes capable of supporting higher levels of consciousness. A regulated nervous system creates the perfect environment for spiritual growth. Inspiration flows more naturally, intuition becomes clearer, creative ideas emerge with greater ease. Opportunities that were once invisible suddenly appear. Instead of resisting change, you begin working with it. Like fertile soil receiving seeds, your mind, body, and spirit become receptive to the higher frequencies and lessons that support your continued expansion and evolution. The third major block to ascension is ego resistance. The ego is not your enemy. It is a protective part of your mind that creates a sense of identity and stability. Its job is to keep life predictable and familiar. The challenge arises when the ego becomes too rigid. Because it fears uncertainty, it often resists change, even when that change would lead to healing, growth, and a more authentic version of yourself. The ego builds its identity from past experiences, achievements, failures, beliefs, and roles. It becomes attached to who it thinks you are. When spiritual growth begins asking you to evolve, the ego often reacts with fear. It wants to preserve the familiar image it has carefully constructed. Yet ascension requires releasing outdated identities. The person you are becoming may be very different from the person you have spent years believing yourself to be. Much like the lobster during its soft shell phase, spiritual growth often requires vulnerability. This is where many people struggle. The ego prefers certainty, control, and protection. Vulnerability feels risky because it exposes parts of ourselves we normally keep hidden. Yet vulnerability is also where healing, connection, and transformation occur. The willingness to be seen, to be honest, and to embrace uncertainty creates the conditions necessary for genuine expansion. True spiritual maturity does not involve destroying the ego. Instead, it involves creating a healthy relationship with it. The ego becomes an ally rather than a controller. It learns to support growth rather than resist it. Instead of demanding complete certainty before taking action, it begins trusting the deeper wisdom of the soul. When the ego and soul work together, transformation becomes smoother, more balanced, and far less intimidating. Fear is one of the most powerful forces affecting human behavior. While fear serves an important purpose during moments of genuine danger, remaining trapped in fear for long periods creates energetic contraction. It narrows perception and limits possibility. Fear encourages you to focus on what might go wrong instead of what could go right. Over time, this low vibration creates resistance within the ascension process, making growth feel far more difficult than it needs to be. During spiritual ascension, there can be a feeling of being pulled in opposite directions. One part of you wants to grow, evolve, and step into a higher level of awareness. Another part remains attached to fear, doubt, and old survival patterns. This internal conflict can feel exhausting. It is as though your soul is reaching toward the light while fear continues pulling you backward. Resolving this conflict requires conscious choice and inner trust. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. Every time you choose growth instead of avoidance, your energy becomes stronger. Every time you trust yourself despite uncertainty, you reinforce a new pattern. Spiritual ascension is not about eliminating all fear. It is about refusing to let fear control your decisions. With each courageous step, you become more aligned with your highest potential and your deepest truth. The final block is often the most surprising: physical stagnation. Energy is designed to move. During periods of spiritual growth, your system absorbs large amounts of new energy, insights, emotions, and experiences. If that energy is not allowed to circulate, it can become stuck. Long periods of inactivity may contribute to feelings of heaviness, fatigue, restlessness, or emotional discomfort. Spiritual growth is not only an energetic process, it is also a physical one. Your body acts as a channel through which energy flows. Walking, stretching, dancing, exercising, and spending time in nature helps circulate this energy throughout your entire system. Movement allows what you are receiving spiritually to become integrated physically. As energy begins flowing freely, mental clarity increases, emotions stabilize, and vitality returns. The body and spirit are not separate. They are partners working together throughout the ascension journey. Like the lobster, you were never meant to remain inside the same shell forever. Every period of discomfort, uncertainty, vulnerability, and growth serves a purpose. The challenges you face today may be preparing you for a version of yourself you cannot yet fully imagine. Trust the process. Trust your evolution. The old shell must eventually break, not because you are falling apart, but because your soul has become too expansive, too powerful, and too luminous to remain the same.